Hi everyone, my name is Wando and welcome to Sam Desire. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a 16 string mushroom bracelet or a mushroom kumihimo. So grab your disc, you need string, you need wool, you need scissors, and then we just need to start. So the measurements will be on the screen with the colors. If you see a string that it's saying something like, if you see me saying half a string, like 1.5, which is half string, it means I want you to cut 16 inches instead of like 32. And then me telling you to cut 32 strings is for what I'm currently doing on screen, which is to make sure my bracelet can wrap around my hands twice, or like my wrist twice. So I'm just going to like put all the ends of the strings together, and then that will lead us to have those tiny 2 strings in the middle that I just showed you. And then I'm going to show you the edge. And you remember there was one particular string, green, that I told you should be longer than the other one. So yeah, that was going to stick out on one end too. And that's what we're going to be using to make our loop. The loop is a tiny thing that you saw that had a hole when I was showing you the beginning of the bracelet that I can pass the ties through. So to make the loop, there are different ways. My favorite way to make it is to just like hold the middle of the bracelet, then remove that string that's longer than the rest, that one that was extended by like 10 inches. Yeah, we're going to use that string instead. So first we're just going to move that string to one side so that you can see the string, and then I'm going to be doing a knot that's called backward forward knot, which is just me making a backward knot, half a backward one and half of a forward knot. Now I'm going to show you. So a backward knot now is you making a capital D and then making your string go through the current capital D and then just pull, just like that, and just pull it up, make it tight. And then a forward knot is you making a 4 and then still pulling through the loop and then just pulling through the 4th and just doing that, and then you have to repeat it, and then that's all. So we're going to make the forward part now and then just pull up. So that's it, just making backward forward knots till we're done. So for the third time, I'm going to show you. You make a capital D, you pull it through and then up, then make a 4. And then you could have taped this down or pinned this down. I just didn't want to do that because I just didn't want to do that. So anyway, we're going to I made mine to be 2 inches just because I feel like that's what I wanted. You can choose to make yours from 1.5 to 2 inches as like the perfect size. So now we're just going to like fold our strings in half with the way I'm currently doing it. Let the 2 ends of the loop meet. Now take that string we used to make our loop. We're going to make a backward forward knot over all the strings together. So we've done the backward part. Make sure all the strings, including the tiny one, make sure everything passes through, or everything is caught when we're making our backward forward knots. Now we make the forward part. We're going to make the forward part, and then so we're done with the loop, and we're just going to put this onto our Kumihimo discs now and just move on to the next part. So I got my discs from AliExpress. You can get yours from wherever you want to, or you can make yours. I will leave a link to the video that I'm about to post about how to make your Kumihimo disc. Well, this is what mine looks like. Also, before we actually move on to that, I just want to say that I'm going to be using whatever picture pops up on the screen like this now to put everything on this inside from the top part. So we're going to put 2 red first, and what I wanted to explain was we're going to be leaving 2 strings in between each, 2 empty spaces, in between each. So I put it in 1 and 2. I'm going to leave 3 and 4 empty. I'm going to go into 5 and 6, but that's going to be red and green. Okay, so now I'm going to leave 7, 8 empty, going into 9 and 10. Leave 11 and 12 empty. We're going to leave 11 and 12 empty. We're going to take white and green. I'm going to 13 and 14. Leave 15 and 16 empty. and go into 17, 18. Even if your, I'm just going to stop calling the names out now. Even if your disc is not bought, you still should like number them just for your own convenience. Make sure that those two tiny strings are in the middle, like they should be in the middle of everything. So now we're going to continue. We're leaving 19, 20, we're going into 21, 22, 21 and 22, leave 23 and 24, go into, yeah, you get it right. I feel like I mixed it up, but I'm like, you got it right. And then there. So make sure what is on your disc is identical to what the picture. You might not be using the same colors that I am using, but just make sure that everything is going to match what is on the color wheel that's currently on the screen, because that's the most important part. If it doesn't match, then there's going to be issues. Now I just cut off those two strings, but I didn't cut everything off. I cut them to be like half an inch long instead, so I don't have to be worrying about their positions. I just have to make sure that, I leave it there. I don't know what that glitch was, but I just have to make sure that I leave it there in the right place. So now we're actually just going to go ahead and start the tutorial. Now for you to make Kumihimos, what you have to do is to take the top right down and then the bottom left up. That's just two, and then you're going to turn anti-clockwise. So they're just 3 steps. They repeat multiple times, so they're just 3 steps. So we're going to take 2 down and then take 17 up to 32 and then turn anti-clockwise. We're going to take 5 down to 20, maybe to 19, and take the left bar up. So I'm just not going to call numbers right now because, like I said, I just woke up from sleep and my brain is messy. So take top right down and take bottom left up. I'm just trying to make sure that those tiny strings are stuck in the middle. And then turn anti-clockwise, so turn towards your left. In case you're not sure, just turn towards your left. Top right down, bottom left up. Turn. So 17. So take that down, 17 down, and I'm just going to pause on that, and I'm going to try to detangle my string. You're supposed to do this every like 3 repeats, just to make things convenient for you later, so your strings don't get too tangled. And then I'm just going to pick up from where I stopped, because now I noticed that I have 3 strings down, which is where I stopped. So just take it up and then continue, and then turn. So like top right down, bottom left up. So when I want to take a pause from knotting, I put that top right down and I leave it down. So I notice that when I come back, I have like 3 strings at the bottom and 1 string up. I'm like, that's definitely where I stopped. So that's a tip from me. Remember to detangle your strings every like 3 or so repeats, and if you think you don't need that, your strings are going to get extremely tangled and that's going to take a while to detangle. And now I'm just going to like show you my tangled string, because I didn't follow my advice. And this is what I have. But this is what we've done so far. I'm just going to come back when I'm almost done, like now. What I did now was shocking. So I'm going to be leaving 2 different measurements for you. I'm going to leave the measurements for you to make it to wrap around your wrist once. I'll leave the measurements for it to wrap around your wrist twice in the description. So the one you want to use, you should use. I think I'll put that note at the beginning, because as you can see, I can wrap it around my wrist 2 times, which is what I wanted when I was making the bracelet, because I'm making it to wear. This is what I wanted when I was making the bracelet. So now I'm just going to show you how I take it off the disc, which is pretty easy. I'm just going to take the disc and just like start popping strings off it, just like that. So are you ready to start? Are you done? If the answer is yes, then let's continue. So now we're just going to check. I'm just going to see, double check if this is actually the length I want to stop at. and it is, because I'm tired of this bracelet at this point, so it is. And I'm just going to just like flip them off the disc, just like that, pop them off. So we're just going to finish popping that and just pull it out from under it. And I'm going to take one string, and I'm just going to use that string to make a backward forward knot like what we did at the start, just to cinch everything in, to make everything come together. So remember I said we're going to be making a backward forward knot, so the backward part, and now we're just going to make the 4 for the forward part, just like that. And this now is the part where you decide what kind of ties you want to do. For my kumihimos, most of the time I just tend to make twisted ties because my bracelet is already twisted, so I just, my bracelet is already circled, so I just make twisted ties too much. You can choose to do something completely different, up to you. What I'm doing now is actually just color coding them, sorry. So I'm trying to make all the red and the other color go to one side, red and green on one side, and then so that I can make my ties. So now with this half, I'll just show you with this half first. So I divided my strings into 2, so I have 8 here, and then 4 of them are red and the other 4 are knots. So now you can see that I'm twisting my red. I'm twisting it from the right side to the left. I'm doing the same on the green side, from the right to the left, right to the left. Then I'm going to take the string that's in my left hand and I'm going to pass it on top to my right hand, and just continue to do that. Take the string in my left to my right, left to right, left to right, and then that's how you make twisted ties. There. And then you just make a knot when you're done, and then cut your strings off. I don't show you how to make a knot because I'm going to assume everybody knows how to do that. I'm just going to cut my strings off here. You can make it longer. I don't want that for this bracelet. I think it's long enough. And there, that is how you make a mushroom kumihimo that can go around your wrist twice. There. Hope you have a nice day, guys, and bye bye.